Hello, ladies, gentlemen, and otherwise. I'm Lamar Haven. Welcome to Megaman X. First Maverick of the day, Thing Chameleon. From here, we don't have to worry about revisits because we have every power-up we could possibly need. Which is good because these are the last two Mavericks. Don't worry, the revisits won't take long. Especially since I'm just, like I've mentioned before, I'm going to be cutting straight to the stuff that's important to you guys, where the power-ups are and how to get them. Did so well. Alright, so first up, you go up here. Interesting fan theory here. The robot we're about to fight, people have come up with a theory that it's linked to the previous Megaman games. This, they believe to be Otto, the assistant robot that often shows up in the shops in the Megaman series. I'm not sure if I agree with that. It's an interesting little fan theory, but people like looking for more connections with the Megaman series than I think are necessary. There's this whole thing, and you hear it more addressed, more or less, in one of my favorite webcomics of all time, which I'll discuss in a bit. There's this concept that perhaps the world kind of went through an apocalypse sometime between Mega Man series and the X series. It's an interesting little theory. It would explain why major robots and stuff are gone, but honestly I think it was less an apocalypse and probably more of a revolution. But it doesn't matter, it's all speculation. I don't think there's a single game that directly addresses what happens between the Mega Man X and Mega Man X series. But the webcomic I mentioned is actually, I wasn't huge into Mega Man games when I was a kid. Mega Man X I was, but only this one game. The rest, not so much. I'll tell you why. What got me into the games later. Body armor. Finally, this is my favorite power-up. It's also the most boring. It cuts all damage in half. Not particularly interesting, but my god, useful. Also, looks kinda cool. I dig the shoulder pads. Alright. Let's move on. I said, let's move on. There we go. Alright, so these drop from the ceiling, you unload into them. That, the body shield, the body thing, yeah, that's probably the easiest upgrade to get. But anyway, what got me into the Mega Man experience, in that I started playing a lot more Mega Man games, was the sprite comic Bob and George. It has since finished, the creator going on to new, greater things, in my opinion. Well, I hope, I should say. I haven't kept up with any of his projects if he has new ones. But it was basically the first big sprite comic that ever came out. Now, if you're confused what a sprite comic is, sprites are anything in a 8, 16, or possibly 32-bit game, so that's roughly NES through PlayStation era, where instead of 3D models, use 2D characters, and their sprite is basically any animated character, or potentially animated character. Like the enemies, those are sprites. Mega Man is a sprite. That kind of thing. Alright, so keep on murdering, and then get out of here. Well, first you have to fight through this guy, then you get through here. Among the Bob and George fandom, as we'll call it, there's a lot of odd canon that goes through. It's permeated quite a bit of what happens in the Mega Man series, because he goes through pretty much every Mega Man game, up to 7, I believe, within the sprite comic, in his own unique way. Anyway, Thing Chameleon. Let's get to the murdering. Oh, no. You know what I just realized? He's the one weak to Boomer Kawanger's weapon. Oh my! I think I fought Flame Mammoth early. That's strange. Everything I looked up said to fight him in that order. Go figure. Oh well. Things got done. Yeah, I somehow forgot that guy's weak to Boomer Kuwanger's weapon. I think I wrote down the order wrong. Oh well. He's murdered. I'm happy. And now we get one of the most useless weapons in the game. Are you excited? I'm excited. Yeah, I think Flame Mammoth is supposed to be the last Maverick fought. Oops. Chameleon Sting, or as I like to call it, useless shotgun. Yeah, it's not very impressive. There is a use for the ability, but we cannot make use of it yet. That's a surprise for later for anybody who hasn't played. But in the meantime, this is the Maverick I always leave for last. The one and only Storm Eagle. I leave him for last despite the fact that he's probably got my favorite weapon. It's very powerful. But I always leave him for last for some reason, and this was also a power-up that I couldn't figure out how to get for a very long time as a kid. It took me a while to figure out the ins and outs of what I was supposed to do. And you might think it's immediately obvious looking at this. Fire blows those up. I didn't realize that. For some reason it didn't click in my head I was supposed to use fire. When in doubt, use fire, right? I mean, come on. But it didn't click for me. So what are you gonna do? Here it's important to keep charging up, because if you shoot a charge shot while one of these little guys grabs you, it destroys them even when you're being held. And that's kind of necessary to make sure you don't get pulled somewhere you don't want to. So I'm skipping some stuff, but that's because leap of faith! This. Boom. Hurt piece. Yeah, you gotta take a flying leap. So if someone ever tells you to take flying leap, thank them for the hint for this game to get that power up. And you can wall jump off those, that's amusing. I'm gonna skip all the bottom right stuff. There's no reason to get it, really, I don't think. Away with you! Alright, so now we're at the airport proper. These raised for as long as those things were alive. Then you got that enemy, which dies pretty quickly if you're fast enough. Alright. Yep. There was supposed to be an enemy on this platform, I thought. Oh well. And then we get our sub-tank. Charge your shot again, because there's an enemy up here. Watch what happens when you kill him. I always like that effect. All the glass breaking. Yeah, see? There's an enemy there. What the hell? And that was actually closer than I meant it to be. My bad. Oh well. Kill those guys. They're mainly just pains in the ass. Up here. Down there's a trap to make you think there's a power-up or something. Alright. Just continue with the murdering. All the murdering. So much murdering. If you're wondering where all the humans are, you obviously haven't played a Megaman game before. There are never humans. They're bit players. You never see humans in Mega Man games. That's the way it's supposed to be. There actually is a canon explanation later in the series as to why you never ever see humans. Or at very least, it'd be very unlikely if you did. Alright. So you get up here, burn this, and we're well on our way to the third armor power-up. One of the most useless power-ups ever. All it's used for is like 1 or 2 secrets. Ever. Break some ceilings with a headbutt. So useless! They have to be like very specific ceilings. It's so pointless. But it gives you one power-up, like one useful power-up in the game. Boom. See? That's what it does. And that was the game controlling that jump, by the way. That wasn't just me showing off, the game made me do it. If it were me, I'd forget the helmet upgrade even existed, but for the sake of a 100% run, I kind of need it. because the one power-up it gives you is one of the most useful in the game, but one of the most useless and pointless ones to get, in a sense, the way I'm doing it. Damn Met Tools! What the hell? Oh, son of a gun. Moving on. Alright. Oops. This is not good. Ah. Ooh. That's a dead drop, folks. You will die. I'm very glad I made it. It appears to be taking off. And this is a non-standard boss door. I am disappointed in you, game. So let's grab the weapon this Mavericks is going to be weak against. Spoiler alert, there's a Maverick. Boom! And of course, we create our own platform by committing terrorism. Hello, Storm Eagle. First thing he does, that. Yeah, he has an attack that blows you off the edge. He tries. His arena is as much of an enemy as he is, in that sense. It's hard to get the timing right, despite how slow he moves, because one, you have to guess which direction he's going. And two, ow. The timing just takes a while. Alright. Just keep hitting him, let him spawn his crazy birds, and he's done. And so am I. That's it for this video. Very short, to the point, but we do the revisits next time, and take on Sigma himself. Or do we? But this? We have? Then why aren't we teleporting right there? Biggest plot hole in the series, don't worry, I have an explanation. His war against the humans that we haven't seen yet. Or ever. But yes, let's go.